Round and flat characters. Round and flat characters are defined based on the depth of their traits. Round characters are multidimensional and complex, whereas flat characters are two-dimensional and typically have minimal traits. Round characters are usually dynamic characters, and flat characters are usually static characters. Round characters are true to life, as people in real life are complex and not defined by a single trait. Readers find complex characters much more interesting than simple ones. Interactions between round and flat characters creates suspense, as the result of those interactions is what helps develop the main character. Readers become interested in how the character responds. Authors want their readers to identify and sympathize or empathize with the characters they create. Characters who have virtues and vices are more memorable to the reader. Flat characters show the complexity of the main character and are often the reason for conflicts, without which the protagonist would not develop. As a dramatic foil, flat characters embody the opposite traits of the round character. Readers better understand each character, as the lack of qualities in the flat character help to emphasize the ones present in the round character. Sometimes authors use flat characters as a way to provide background information creatively. These characters can provide backstory to develop the plot and pull readers into the story. Authors develop their protagonists as round characters, as their main trait is their ability to change. Round protagonists are multifaceted, multidimensional characters and have complex personalities, so they are more likely to develop throughout a story. Authors focus on detailing their round characters' struggles and internal conflicts. They reveal the characters' motivations, which helps to develop their complexity. Round characters are typically also dynamic characters, meaning they undergo significant change and character development throughout a text. An archetype is a stereotypical example of a group whittled down into a single character. Examples include the hero, the sage, and the jester. A flat character represents the main character trait attributed to the stock character. The antagonist hinders the progression of the plot, ultimately standing in the way of the protagonist. Since stories focus on the growth of the protagonist, writers naturally construct a one-dimensional antagonist. However, modern writers are more likely to create an antagonist with more depth. Flat characters are typically also static characters, meaning they do not undergo a significant change by the end of the story.